Hi Aquarius, this is a reading for June 2019. Although if you found this playlist, you found this video and it's not June and you're not an Aquarius but you decided to click on it anyway, then this reading is for you as well. So please set aside anything that you're doing so you're not multitasking. I want to make sure that you get the most out of your time here. And you may also want to put on headphones so that you can really focus and set aside any distractions and really pay attention to the messages that are coming through for you. While I'm shuffling, take a moment here to center your energy and check in with your higher self. Ask your higher self to connect to my higher self so we can create a feedback loop, and that way the messages will be really tailored for you. Very interesting cards here for you, Aquarius. My first reaction, I must say, as I was putting the cards down, is that it feels like what's here is a turn of events that you may not have seen coming, that will have an impact on you that might maybe send you off in a stream or send you on a tangent that you didn't necessarily want to go down, or that you didn't necessarily see as part of your, options, right? So let me just tune in here a second and really get in. One thing that stood out to me was that you had the first axis across here is all cups energies. There's also 2 of cups here in the reverse in the outcome position. But at the heart of the reading, you have this 10 of the 10 from the major arcana is called Wheel of Fortune, and it's in reverse here, and it's crossed by the 4 of cups. Now, this card, along with the Tower in reverse, also with the Death and the 6 of Swords in reverse, 7 of Swords at the foundation of the reading. All these cards are kind of feel to me like there are some forces at play, like external events or circumstances or people that may be kind of affecting your outcomes, or affecting your flow, or having an influence on you that is not necessarily bringing you optimism or bringing you a feeling like you're being supported. Sorry to sound heavy, I'm just kind of reading the energy here. If you've been on my channel before, you know that I'm not very good at being soft and gentle, so I'll strive to find better language to explain this so that it doesn't sound so hardcore. You have 3 sevens here, 3 of swords, sorry, 7 of swords at the foundation, 7 of cups in the outcome, and 7 of wands in your environment. They're all upright. Now, what does it mean? These cards, the sevens to me are a card of, they can signify a very mystical energy that's very, let me find the right word. What I'm feeling with this energy is that it's bringing the energy of the sevens here in the context of the rest of your reading is bringing an energy of unexpected, like surprises or unexpected energy or influences that are causing you to feel like you may feel uncertain about what to choose next or how to move forward with these choices. There's something in this energy and in the spread in general that's giving a feeling that's a little bit of instability. But it doesn't have to be in a bad way. Instability is just part of the course of any trajectory of a life form, right? Like it's born and then it kind of grows and then you fruit and then it starts to entropy and die. So you're somewhere along the line of this, along the course of an experience or of a cycle within a cycle where there is some energy that's moving in a way that is causing changes that you may not have perceived on the horizon, and it may be bringing you to a point where you will need to make decisions soon about how you're going to handle these unstable energies or changes that are coming in. And with that, I mean, you have death as well here in the reading. Death, the Hanged Man, the Hierophant, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and Tower in reverse. So there's a lot of, as I said, a lot of energy that feels unstable, that feels like, you know, changes. Definitely Tower and Wheel of Fortune are definitely, and the Death card bringing the energy of change and transformation. The Tower card in reverse here could be suspecting that, could be suggesting that if there are like if there's a turn of events happening or some changes occurring here that you may have been resisting in the past, or maybe you have known for some time that you needed to make some changes, or that you've needed to kind of forge. I'm hearing forge a new direction, and you may not have been dedicated to actually pursuing what you've intuitively felt is something that you really need to explore for your own self. Then there may be some kind of energy that seems like the hand of God at play, or some kind of external forces that may feel like you're being forced into decision, or you're being kind of there's like an energy around, you know, like you needing to make decisions that you didn't necessarily feel ready for, if this is making sense. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Judgment, Knight of Cups, and King of Swords reversed. This feels a lot similar, that like this energy of your Ace of Swords reversed with the Judgment card. This feels like you may be feeling like your hand is being forced at the moment to make decisions that you may not have felt ready to make, or that you may not have seen coming, that you may not feel prepared for. That's what this is. That's what I've been struggling to express, is that there's an energy here that feels like a surprise, and that you don't feel prepared necessarily to make decisions given some kind of spontaneous events that seem to be occurring that are having an effect. But what's beneficial here, what is there is positive energy here, where it's saying that this is actually an opportunity in disguise, right? It's an opportunity in disguise. What I feel is here is that there is a kind of forcing of your hand in a way with this energy. It's like you, as I said, you may have known or suspected that there is a kind of new path that you need to forge, or some, you know, things that you need to pursue, that you want to pursue, and you may have been a little bit sluggish in moving forward on some of those things. But this is kind of saying here that like there is really a need. It's becoming more of like a need rather than an interest to sort of make some changes. I'm not sure why that is. That would be different for everybody. But there is something that I do feel like with this Seven of Swords and this Judgment card, and even this Five of Cups here, I feel that there's some kind of energy here about like some information being revealed. You may get some news at this time during this month that may kind of catalyze you into some changes that you may not have foreseen. But it's important to understand that even though if the changes that you're experiencing may not have been something you felt prepared for, or that you wanted to deal with right now, there is a lot of opportunity available to you in the circumstances that you're experiencing. And your role, seeing you coming out here as the King of Swords in reverse, I guess I just need to say here that you need to maintain a clarity of mind and maintain a decisiveness. And don't be afraid to be spontaneous in the face of things that maybe feel unstable or changeable or unexpected. And just kind of roll with things and take things as they come. Let the opposite opportunities that present themselves be things that you don't overthink. Don't overthink. That's the King of Swords in reverse. Don't overthink. Be more fluid and be more willing to kind of experiment and take risks. I feel that's what's needed here, because what I'm feeling with some of this energy here is that you may have become too stagnant in your ways, in your experience, in your mode of being, in the way that you're motivated. There's a feeling here like you've been a little bit too staid, is what I'm hearing. Because there's a staid energy of just like a little bit fixed. That's the Hierophant here. It's a little bit stubborn. It's a little bit staid. It's a bit fixed in its you know, desire to kind of maintain the status quo and keep things as they are. And I feel that there is an energy here with this Hangman as well, where the Death on this diagonal axis here across from it, where you're being urged by the universe to kind of mix it up a little bit, challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone, don't get too stagnant or fixed in any one thing, and just be able to pivot and let circumstances that change in front of you on your horizon be not just tolerable, but exciting, okay? Because there is blessing, there's beneficial energy in here. But if you get stuck in the energy of like, fuck, how is this possible? How is this happening to me? Like, I don't want to deal with this right now. Then you're gonna suffer, you're gonna struggle, and it's gonna suck. But if you allow circumstance, just be more lighthearted and spontaneous about it, let things roll off, you know, and just move with things in a fluid way, in a kind of like upbeat, you know, springboard, like acrobatic, be acrobatic with it. Like, let the energy move you in a way that lets you see that you are capable of being really spontaneous and really easygoing and bounceable. I feel like that's a weird thing to say, but I saw this energy of an acrobat, almost like parkourish, you know, like maybe there's something coming at you, but you just like springboard off a wall and you do some cool flip and you land on your feet and it's going to be okay. All right. Let's see what's at the top here. 7 of Pentacles reversed. So there's the fourth 7 now. So 7 of Swords, 1, 7 of Swords, 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. What I feel the message here is of this card is that there is this energy here of you really needing to let go. You've been holding on too long to certain ways of doing things, and that fixed energy of that, okay, yeah, on one hand you're very stable, you're very grounded, you're very reliable, but you're also predictable in a way that's becoming a little bit stagnant, stale, and maybe even boring. You need to mix it up a little bit. Get willing to drop the bag of like predictability and what other people expect of you, what you expect of yourself as well. Because there's something here about like how your matrix is playing out, where it's just so tried and tested that it's like, you know what's coming. It's so predictable that you've lost some spark here. There needs to be like a little bit of something going on to kind of shake you out of the doldrums, out of the like predictability, out of the like, I'm seeing like there's something that's been so distilled down to like the most fundamental parts of who you are and what you do that it's almost too simple. There needs to be some complexification of your experience to bring in elements that are a little bit more creative and spontaneous and alert and interesting. Because there's energy that wants to move through you that's really inventive and really new and fresh, but because you're in like this tried and tested thing, you're too okay. So the battery ran out there, but what I was saying was that because there's with your energy, you may have become too fixed and too stable to the point where you lack so much spontaneity that you're not receptive to new ideas and new energy that wants to be expressed through you. So you might find yourself in a situation where your world is being a little bit shaken up in order to kind of wake you up out of a kind of hypnotic state of just being kind of, predictable and almost unavailable, you know, to energy. But what I noticed while I was setting up the camera again there when the battery ran out, what I picked up on here is that you have the Hierophant and the Empress, which are both Taurus cards, and you have the Tower, which is it's Uranus. And at the moment, there's a particular astrological alignment with Uranus moving into Taurus. It has been in Aries for the last 7 years, and just a couple months ago it moved into Taurus. And so there is a kind of global effect that's having an impact on every sign in different ways for each sign, depending on where the placement of your houses are. But Uranus moving into Taurus is having a very big effect on it's transforming people's lives depending on obviously the house placements, but it's big stuff. It's big changes, big life changes, work changes, relationship changes, appearance changes, like kind of total makeover kind of energy here. And that's what I definitely feel with this, especially with seeing the Judgment card come out here in these extended cards. There's definitely like a rising from the ashes, like a phoenix kind of energy here, but it could be the Judgment card for me is seeing the Judgment and the Death and the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse in your energy. It's definitely not necessarily easy elements to be dealing with, but extremely beneficial if you rise to the challenge. And there is something there with the Judgment card, even the Death card as well. There's like an initiation vibe going on where like you may be feeling a little bit tested and under pressure and like unsure of what to do and how to move. It's like that, those times in life where you're really feeling a little bit cloudy and under pressure and under the thumb of like a universal hand at play. But as I said, there's a lot of opportunity in here for you, and you can really reinvent yourself through this experience if you let the forces that are working on you actually get where they're trying to get to, and don't resist. Don't resist. Strive to return to a more spontaneous you that you may have once been, but in a way where you've evolved and developed so much since that time that your ability to be spontaneous in the way that you may have known before will become so much more heightened. You might have you've just gotten a little bit fixed in your ways over the years, and this is a moment here for a good old-fashioned shake-up. We'll need it, and right on time. So don't fight it. You'll struggle and you'll suffer if you try to fight and resist it. Alright, so here we are with the Voyager Deck. We're going to shuffle it again and give it another spread using the same Holographic Mandala layout to give you a higher octave reading. This will provide a little more insight into what's happening on a karmic and spiritual level. Hopefully provide a little bit more insight into what forces are at play and why, and how we can best work with the energy to make the most out of the opportunities that we're presented with. So take a moment here to again center your energy and send your energy over into the deck so that I can get really clear and precise messages for you. And there's the Fortune at the bottom of the deck. That's the same card that you had here in the heart of the reading in the previous spread, but this time it's in the upright. This is telling me that on a spiritual level, on a soul level, on a karmic level, this is a turn of events that is for your benefit. That is being orchestrated by forces that are benefic and helpful and supporting you. Whereas seeing it here in the reverse position in this reading makes it feel like the turn of events that could happen might not be so like enjoyable. Let's put it that way. So 10 of Cups reversed, crossed by 2 of Worlds. Magician, awesome. Upright. 6 of Cups reversed. The Fool reversed. Chariot reversed. 10 of Crystals reversed. 5 of Cups reversed. 9 of Wands reversed. Woman of Crystals reversed. The Star upright. Lovers reversed. Hanged Man reversed. And 4 of Worlds. Okay. A lot of reversals. Don't freak out. I do feel that there is like Lovers, Magician, Star, Hanged Man, Fool, Chariot, like different major arcana cards from the previous spread. These are feeling more like this is a very cosmic alignment that is providing you opportunities to really turn it out, like really turn yourself inside out and have a full makeover. And again, the Star card is your card. It's a Uranian energy. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, so you have that, that expansive, intelligent, spontaneous, inventive energy in your fundamental archetype. And this is a kind of a return. It's a return. It's coming back to home after maybe some years of getting a little bit too entrenched and too embedded in really like comfortable, habituated ways of being in yourself. This is a well-needed shift here that kind of bring you back to some of your gifts that you may have forgotten about. Like this is a revival of your warrior spirit, of your artistic spirit, of your creator spirit, of your inventor spirit. I feel like there's parts of you that you've allowed to become dormant over the years, just simply because, you know, you get like I said, entrenched and embedded and a little bit habituated and a bit fixed in your ways. Stayed reliable, predictable, enduring, like all the good things too. But there is definitely a need here for you to remember your magic in a way that, you know, like you might have forgotten. You need to kind of redraw your tools, like recreate your toolkit that provides you the, I'm hearing enhancement. You might have forgotten the magic. I like magician and star together in this reading. Really nice. And seeing the lovers reversed here too. I mean, you had the Two of Cups in the previous reading. Two of Cups reversed in the previous reading and the lovers reversed in this reading. So for some of you, there could be an indication here that, you know, one of the catalysts or the catalyst that you might experience that will sort of generate this, the start of this process of shifting and remodeling and remaking yourself, could be some kind of dynamic in your relationship where there's like some changes there potentially. But I'm seeing this more as you kind of returning to a wholeness with yourself, because you have also here the Nine of Wands, which is in reverse. This is telling me that all of the parts are not working together. It's almost, I'm seeing this big visual now of a house, a big house, and many of the rooms have got closed doors, and those doors haven't been opened in many, many years. And so they're dusty and cobwebby and unused, and it's kind of sad because those rooms are beautiful. You could open those doors and air it out and clean up the dust and, you know, make something really cool happen in those spaces, you know. It's a reinvention here. Revisiting a parts of yourself that you may have forgotten, but giving them a total makeover so that they're, you know, enhanced. It's a really good word. I like that word. I'm happy they passed that on. So at the heart of the reading, Ten of Cups crossed by Two of Worlds. Again, this could indicate for some of you that there could be, the catalyst for some of this shifting could come from changes at the home life. But it doesn't necessarily mean there is a breakup or a separation. It could simply mean that there is, and of course this is always true, you know, like any issues that arise are most likely to be come to our awareness through the mirror of the reflection that we deal with most often, and if of course that's your partner usually. So just be lucid, stay lucid through the whole process, and just be aware that if you're being triggered or if there's things firing off, things are happening, really utilize that as fuel and you, like mine the data that's there for you, rather than just getting flared up and triggered and emotionally reactive. Really take a moment to pause and reflect before you communicate something back, or before you anything. Just like really stay so lucid and see exactly what's actually there, what's really going on, and catch yourself before you have any kind of triggered emotional response that's just automatic. You know, like really stay clear and vivid and lucid in the experience so that you can catch those moments where information that's really valuable is actually being revealed. Okay. Ten of Crystals reversed with the Four of Worlds upright. Again, I feel like this is saying that there is like a closure. There's the Hangman again. Interesting. And Five of Cups. You had Five of Cups in the previous reading there in the past. So I'll get to that in a second. I do feel for some that how do I say that? Death brings life. It's that simple. Death brings life. So really be willing to let go of what needs to go, what wants to go. Like this Seven of Pentacles card really described it well. Like you've got, there is definitely things that you need to let go of. This Ten of Swords is saying it too. But in order to have like a kind of renewed sense of self, parts of you have to die off. Now, Five of Cups in both readings and Hanged Man in both readings. What does it mean? I think there's something here about like emotional disappointments that you may still be clinging to, that you haven't resolved emotionally yet. that you may not have understood that those things to be actually beneficial to you in some way, because you're not viewing it from the right way. That's what the Hangman is saying. It's like, take a moment to perceive a situation in a way that's different to the way that you've been looking at it, so that you can overcome feelings of loss. There's something there about needing to see what happened in the past as something that you can glean benefit from, even if it doesn't look like that on paper, right? Like everything can be in some ways perceived in our benefit if we're viewing things from a correct perspective. Okay, that's not to say like, you know, tricking yourself or I'm hearing subdue. It's not about pretending that you don't have those emotions and stifling them. There is something about having to go through a sort of intellectual process in order to understand our emotions in a way that can help them to be released. Even though emotional energy and intellectual energy is completely different things, somehow they're intertwined, and there's a way that we need to perceive and intellectually understand our emotions so that we can help them to be resolved and released and reconciled in a way that helps us move on without any kind of resentment or baggage or kind of like clutching to the past that keeps us kind of trapped in sort of in old things, old patterns, old habits, and even just situations. Let's have a look at the bottom over there. Yeah, Fortune, number 10. Woman of Worlds, upright. 7 of Cups, upright. And Child of Wands, upright. So there's another 7. Chariot's also number 7. So that's interesting. You've had all 4 of the 7s come out, as well as the Chariot from the Major Arcana. Chariot is in reverse here. So I would say I want to see that like I think that that you can, if you look at the colors here in the cards, there's a lot of cool colors, there's a lot of blues, there's not a lot of fire and red and yellow here, and that's what I feel the Chariot needs in order to kind of get the activation needed to kind of channel your willpower into a situation that requires you to want to fight for your own well-being, to want to fight for your highest good, to want to fight for your highest potential, right? That's what this is here. Like you need to want to fight for your own well-being and for your highest good, and that's going to require you really upping the level of will and enthusiasm that you have to undertake the challenges that you might be facing. That's what I've been feeling from the first spread. Actually, there's an energy of you being a little bit too passive that needs to be overcome. There needs to be like a more fire energy, more masculine energy brought into your experience, that kind of like, I feel like you need to charge forward more with more determination and more enthusiasm to kind of make this makeover be as profound as it can be. What's at the top here of the deck? Man of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you had Woman of Crystals in reverse there, and also there was another one I saw. Yeah, Woman of Worlds here. Yeah, there's something too cool and too passive about like the colors feel too cool. So there's too much blue, and I want to, like I'm saying, I'm feeling like there needs to be more fire energy brought into your expression to sort of, rather than just wait for things to happen for you. I feel like I need to tell you to go out there and make it happen for yourself. I feel like that's it for your reading, Aquarius. I hope you found some things in there you can work with. Hope that was helpful. Just checking over here, make sure I haven't missed anything. Let me know in the comments if you have anything to say. I'm curious to know what's going on for you. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I hope you subscribe if you haven't yet. If you're new here, you're going to see playlists on your screen for previous readings for Aquarius. You may want to go back and look at some of those readings from months gone by if you want to see a little bit more about what we're about here on this channel. There's also a playlist for June readings for all the star signs for this for the zodiac. So if Aquarius is your sun sign, you can also watch your moon and ascendant signs, or if you're interested in knowing what's going on with someone that you care about, you can cross watch for another sign. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet, please do, and also hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when new videos are uploaded so you don't miss any readings. And see you in the next reading.